What are you optimizing for? The million-dollar question, perhaps billion-dollar question. I learned this question while working on product management and product development, and it really changed how I think about a lot of things. I still use it every single day, well, at least on good days. See, in life in general, and in business in particular, we tend to make a lot of decisions. And when you make decisions, you are usually optimizing towards a goal. Even as simple as a decision of what do I want to eat? To answer that question in the best way possible, you should be asking the underlying question, which is, what am I optimizing for? Because if I was optimizing for feeling a big sense of dopamine hit and getting a lot of comfort and just crashing after a long day, then fried chicken might be a good answer. But if I'm optimizing for feeling great sustained energy for a few hours and maintaining mental sharpness so I can go on with my day, then fried chicken would probably not be the best answer. And instead it would be a healthy, hearty meal with a good amount of protein. So what are you optimizing for comes back again and again in many different decisions to be made. So whenever you're making a decision, the underlying question is, what are you optimizing for? And I've learned that a lot of people are optimizing, myself included, for too many things at the same time. So maybe you're optimizing for when thinking of like a business decision, you're optimizing for, well, I want to achieve financial freedom by building this business. And I also want to build something that I like. And I also want to, have my friends like what I'm building. And I also want my employees to like me. And, I want to also have a lot of fun. And you end up with way too many things that you're optimizing for, and therefore you actually don't achieve any of them very well. This is where focus comes in, because those who optimize for one thing at a time end up having the most progress. If you zero in on one goal, if you just say, I just want to create wealth or financial freedom, and I actually don't care about or don't want to optimize for these other 17 things at the same time, then the chances of you achieving that and creating some amount of wealth would be much higher than if you were optimizing for all of these things together. I have seen this when someone is trying to make a career move. I've seen this when someone is trying to start a business. I've seen this when someone is trying to simply make a decision that, regardless of the decision, one of the most common things that I've seen people get conflicted with was, pleasing someone else. So I want to do something that I love, like for example, I want to change my major into this major that I actually love, or I enjoy doing this thing a bit more. I want to move my career there. But then I also am optimizing subconsciously for what my family thinks, or what society thinks, or what my friends think. And therefore I end up not making the right decision because I'm just, I'm not only optimizing for that one thing, I'm optimizing actually for a few different things. So I think this question is a great mental model or mental framework to keep in mind when maybe faced with a situation or when you have a decision to make. It's really important to list down what are you optimizing for, and most likely there'll be multiple things. That's usually when you are when you're not making a decision, when you're procrastinating, or it's taking you a while to make a decision. Most likely it's because you're optimizing for way too many things. So if you list them down on a piece of paper, and then you can rank what is the predominant thing you're optimizing for, what's the main goal here. And if you might realize, well, the main goal is for me to study something that I love or change my career into something that I enjoy doing. And that might mean that I'm going to have to disappoint someone. And then you can ask yourself the question of like, what do I care more about? Do I care more about like doing something that I love, or do I care more about not upsetting or disappointing someone that has a certain expectation of me or wants, something else for me? I think this is where a lot of growth happens. It's because you realize that all of us subconsciously are doing things that are concerned about, or that have something to do with society, or friends or family, or what others think. And if you like really break down the logic of your decisions to that degree, and face the music and face the reality of, holy shit, am I really not making this decision because I care too much what this person thinks? Then you end up, I think, ignoring after a while what people expect of you, and zero in on what really matters to you, which I think has a lot of growth. And that's when a lot of good things begin. It's when you're optimizing for the main goal and not being distracted by all the side goals. Everyone wants to be wealthy and happy, and have an amazing relationship, and have an amazing business, and have an amazing hobby, and all the nice things to have in life. Reality is you can't achieve all of them at the same time. You can achieve all of them eventually, but you can either inch your way closer to a better relationship and a better career and slightly better wealth, 1% every day, or make a little bit of progress every day, or you can say, I'm going to zero in on one thing, and I'm going to accept 10% growth in everything, but I want 100% growth in this one thing. And then once you achieve it, then go and fix the other things. There's no right or wrong here. It just depends on what you want and how badly you want something. You might have a stage in your life where you're like, I don't want to optimize for, an amazing social life, and I don't want to optimize for these 6 other things. I just want to optimize for wealth, or I just want to optimize for success in my studies, or whatever it is that you might come to mind. And that's perfectly fine again. Or you might want to live a more balanced life and do everything gradually, in which case, realistically, this means that you're not optimizing for any one thing badly enough, and therefore you're not going to get the same results as someone else who is optimizing for that thing badly will get. So you just need to keep that in mind. If you want to do great things, if you want to, whether it is having a killer business or a killer relationship or whatever it is, most likely you're going to need to dedicate a disproportionate amount of effort and time at a particular phase in your life to that thing. That from my experience, that's how I've seen things actually happen. Like, if you want to create an amazing business and you're only dedicating a few hours a week towards that, I don't think you're going to get as good a result as you would if you were dedicating most of your waking hours to that. And then once you reach there, then maybe you go and fix other things. This is more intense, this is more extreme of an approach, but that's what worked for me. But that's not the point. The point is asking the question, what are you optimizing for? Even when someone asks you for advice, the first question you should ask is, what are you optimizing for? What is the goal? What do you want to achieve? Because only then would you be able to advise on the best course of action. All right, hope this was useful. Peace.